Okay, these are the recordings for the podcast. I'm going to do a number of these right here. We're going to try to keep them to around the 5 minutes or less for the podcast. You can repurpose them. So let me get this one here. This one we'll talk about the do's and don'ts. I'm going to do my segment that I've been doing for the TV. So here we go. Hi, this is Gene Guarino, the founder of the Residential Assisted Living Academy, and what I'm going to be sharing with you is some of the do's and don'ts of moving into residential assisted living. Now, actually, when we talk about residential assisted living, the first thing I want you to do is understand what the options are. There's the big box facilities, there's the residential model, and then there's the at-home model. The big box, those are the large facilities by the publicly traded companies that you've seen out there. It looks like a hotel or an apartment complex. It might have 80 or 100 or 200 people in it. Now, that may or may not be appropriate for your parent or for yourself if you're moving into assisted living. So I want you to check it out. Check out not just the food and the amenities, but really, what is the caregiver ratio? A lot of times in the larger facilities, the number of caregivers for residents, the ratio is a lot bigger. There might be one caregiver for every 15 or 20 residents, and at night it could double. Now, in a residential setting, that's where it's a home. It's a home where it's a home-like setting and the caregivers are there 24/7 in different shifts, but there might be two caregivers during the day taking care of 8, 10, or 12 people, and one caregiver at night overseeing them with somebody on the phone to call if they need that. But it's a residential setting. And then the third option is at home. You call a service that brings somebody to your home for typically $20 an hour to watch mom. Now, it's typically a 4-hour shift, which is $80 a day, which is $2,400 over the course of a month. So that can get pretty pricey when you really think about that. If you need 24/7 care, it's either the big box model or the residential model. Obviously, at the Residential Assisted Living Academy, what we do is take that single family home, that residential model, make it into a beautiful, comfortable home for mom or dad to live in, to be with peers of their own age. So the do's and don'ts. One of the do's is check it out. Check them all out. See what's out there so you understand the difference. And don't get snowed by, oh, it's a beautiful dining room or it's a beautiful garden. Really check it out. And I'm going to also suggest as a do is really interview, meaning talk to, speak with the caregivers. The caregivers are more important, frankly, than the manager, than the chef, than the gardener, because the caregivers are the ones that are taking care of mom and dad on a day-to-day basis. So interview the caregivers. Next, I want you to go visit. Visit more than once. Don't just check it out on a lunch break to get a free lunch and a stroll through the garden, but I suggest that you go during the day, go at night, go on a weekend, even go unannounced so you can really understand what's going on even when they're not expecting you. In addition to that, examine the documents. Once you decide which facility to move in, take a look at the agreement. It's a residency agreement and it explains what the rights are for you, for the family, for the resident, as well as what the responsibilities are for you and the facility. So it's really important to understand those things. So check it out more than once. I want you to interview or at least speak with the caregivers, and I want you to examine those documents. Now, some of the do's that I want you to do, because that's some of the things to do and some of the don'ts. So one of the things I want to encourage you to do is not just check it out once and make a quick decision. I know when you're going after this, when you're looking at this for the first time, there's a lot of decisions that are coming at you fast. But I really want you to check this out in advance if you can, because if you have any inclination, meaning mom or dad are 80, 85, 90, they're starting to get a little bit forgetful, maybe not taking their medication all the time, or they're not able to take care of themselves, they're cooking, they're cleaning as well as they could, those are some indications that it's time for you to start to see what your options are. So go check out the facilities, go interview some of those caregivers, and really get a feel for what is going on. Now, we like to talk about this being a team effort. So the Bad News Bears, I don't know if you remember that old movie with Walter Matthau, but a group of kids, they really couldn't win a game until they came together as a team. And taking care of mom and dad is a team sport. It's not just you. It's you, the doctors, the nurses, the caregivers, all together as a team, we take care of mom and dad. So in addition to that, I like to talk about the Barbra Streisand syndrome. Barbra Streisand's latest movie, Guilt Trip, was all about mom putting a guilt trip on the kids. Hey, we don't need a guilt trip when it comes to assisted living. We already feel like, are we doing the right thing? Did we do it soon enough? Are we doing too little? So all of those things come to mind, but just drop the guilt. That's not going to help mom. What mom needs is a safe, secure environment where she's taken care of 24/7. What mom wants is camaraderie, people her own age, peers that she can hang out with and get to know. And what you and I need is a team so that we can play our part, which is that son or the daughter or the granddaughter or the grandson. So now you know some of the things to do and some of the things to don't. I have a simple formula for you to go by. It's called LIVE, L-I-V-E. L is for let other people help. It's a team sport, be a team player. I is for interview the caregivers. They're the primary caregiver for your parent day in and day out, 24/7. V is visit multiple times. And then E is examine the documents. If you use that LIVE formula, you'll have a successful move into assisted living. We'll be back with more. This is Gene from the Residential Assisted Living Academy. Check us out at www.ralacademy.com. ralacademy.com.